But they had a great second half last week. Nick Nat's on the move. He's prancing around. He's up against Draper. He wins the first tap. Redden back in the team, and terrific handball to the skipper. And Shuey bombs it in deep. Nick Nat on the follow-up. Draper couldn't stop him. High ball. Here's the key up forward along with Jack Darling. 17 goals, 13 with 9 misses this year, but there's not a problem with that. Couldn't have split the middle any better. Fine start to the Eagles.
You just can't let them out in front of the stoppage, so they actually did an okay job. Like those hands from Redden there were really sharp. They were back to Luke Shuey, who took it forward. Quite often, I think last week, what they did is they kept on handballing back to try and involve their half-backs. But this week there is, you can see the indication of just as soon as that one handball goes back, start taking ground. Let's get the territory under our belt. And then those two important touches from Nat Nui, just the follow-up. And you're right, Ryan was about...
Decision goes to Nick Natanui. Tosses it up again. Ryan not flying this time. Loses it for the big guys. Allen and Darling. And it's Darling that picks it up. Hasty snap. Got it straight away, but he released it to Snelling. Nick Nat's in everything so far. Snelling turned just the right moment. Well, everyone stopped. That allows Merritt to kick it to McDonald, Tip and Woody. Hasn't kicked more than 2 in a game this year, so this could be his opportunity. If he can convert early, tighten this game up, that's exactly what he's done.
And that's what you do as a small forward, isn't it?
I think they're lurking for a kick, guys. West Coast half-backers. Really good by Joe Dana, too, just to be able to create space. He led, so he could have gone to that short one, but it does create space for McDonald, Tip and Woody to come back into. So that's just good chemistry.
Nelson was the man that got there. Yeah. One hand, though, as you saw, and the Eagles can chain up the handballs with Cole and Duggan. And Gaff, it was getting harder and harder. Clarkey Devine sends Snelling on his way, and he pops it up for Stringer. Just a little strong. Gets away from Sard O'Neill, quick to pounce. And now Shuey fires it up. Allen in the perfect position to mark. So Thatcher actually has taken the mark, but he dragged the arm down. He's been as strong as days or nights in front of the sticks, and that's perfectly executed as well. The Eagles have 2, the Bombers 1.
Marking contest. You see him come down. Yeah, might just jar things up a little bit there. It's pretty tough. He's an old school footballer. You just see this play. So Oscar Allen absolutely missed him last week. He's been terrific as a backup ruckman in Nick Nat, but certainly is a very good forward throughout the year. Yes, pretty stiff. Zerk Thatcher, yeah, pretty stiff, but...
He almost got the clean possession. The advantage paid, though, as it went Essendon's way. Merritt, the long kick. Stewart with a super launch over the top. And Clark, who's been in the goals. Held his ground. Mosquito, Snelling.
That's what he's in the side for.
Right now, it is to provide a goal so they can stay on target here. With the Eagles, he just pulls that a little tight.
And you just can't...
O'Neill off to Kelly. And they progress. Oh, Ryan, you can almost hear the sound of that bouncing off his chest.
It's just about to say, both sides. Louis, I don't think both coaches should be happy with that part.
He takes someone out.
Oh. Looked like it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, Nick Nat got some treatment there from Stewart. Play on, Parrish. Here's Merritt again. Skies it up. And that's what Hooker is there to do. Not only keep McGovern occupied, but take the mark if he can. And he can.
If there's one, not flaw in McGovern's game, but he's such a good interceptor.
Here we go in game 200. They'll come from his teammates if he can kick it straight. He can't.
And Cale Hooker's got size and strength. Because he wants to play in front.
Oh, great work from Heppel. And in a flash, the Bombers get an opportunity to set up another scoring chance. Joe stands underneath it and hangs on for dear life. And that's an excellent mark with Barris, who was just looming over the top.
Apart from the first centre bounce, Louis.
Well, he's not going to wait. Sorry, Brownie. Get used to it. Oh, yeah, what was that, Joe? Again, we see these two.
So it would be a little slippery.
Shepherd fires it deep. Darling knew that he had to come, and that's what he did. He's got something there.
Like a poke in the eye.
Yeah, incidental is what he was doing.
Yeah. We saw Marty Gleeson come off before and spoil Jack Darling. Just need to have a greater awareness of what was coming from behind. So
last week. One of them came late. Big job tonight in the absence of Kennedy, and that is a beautiful looking kick. He strokes it through. Even if you only see out of one eye, it doesn't matter. It sort of deserted them a little bit last week, and Richmond were very pure. But you're right, they put up some stunning goal-kicking performances in that period when they played at home.
Well, you can see the scoreboard. Essendon have had their chances. They've had some inside 50s, but you're right, just the inaccuracies. A bit of body, but the left hand should be in a really dominant position to spoil that ball. If not, you try and take body in that position to put the forward off balance.
Going to go down again in this opening turn by how much? Archie flings it forward. Darling, and Williams takes the shot and kicks the goal. His first.
And Williams' follow-up. See, Draper's just standing there. He's not following up the play. And it had to be something special. But you've got to be aware, if you're in the defensive 50, if you're Draper, you've got to follow up. You've got to be aware of where your man is.
Coach Louis. I felt as if they were a bit...
Is that a legal handball, Brownie, from Archie?
It's borderline.
Yeah. To Shield, so all their big names and big guns around the coalface, helping the Bombers get it forward to Hooker. In a heartbeat, it was on his left boot. And Danaher doesn't fly. McGovern does. Tantalising, it was left there. That's high on Rothers. It's Jetta. He gets the call from Darling. Put it out in front of him. Put it on the spot. The slip from Smith. Jetta kept on coming. Does he remember how to kick him? Thing there for Kelly, who handballed it into his move already. Jetta couldn't take it with him. Gleeson desperately searching and finding Ridley. Red, now Jetta gets a quick and clean look at it. To him, there's an element of risk in the kick from Hutchings. Gets it back to the wing though. Stovalo Cole left it there for Danaher, who couldn't take full advantage. And now Barris gets it to Ryan, who's going to take a chest mark, and that will frustrate. 3 on 3 occasions, 1 5 times and none 4 times. This for his second of the night, and that looks okay. So the Eagles get the first goal of the movement.
So they couldn't set up behind the ball. But what we see now is they're structurally sound behind the ball. You can see the amount of numbers are there for handball back if they need it. And Essendon are finding hard to penetrate that defensive structure at the moment, which is giving West Coast Eagles repeat entries. You would just love to see, from an Essendon point of view, is to hold.
So a different looking West Coast forward line tonight, in the absence, of course, of Kennedy and Cripps. Nothing different about the middle, though. Nick Datanui servicing Kelly, delivering it on the platter. And that looks just fine. It's third goal for Liam Ryan.
They're trying to do, they're trying to apply pressure, but on the back of that, you just get all sucked in, thinking everyone needs to apply pressure. You still need balance around the stoppage. And what you don't want is you don't want Tim Kelly to own the outside. Because with time and space, you can just see how damaging they are. What you want to do in that instance is what Essendon did in the first quarter really well, is they gave the West Coast Eagles midfielders the inside. They didn't let on the outside. Yeah, once you let Tim Kelly on the outside.
I always think of that 2015 grand final.
Margin out to 28 points. And the clinic continues out of the middle. Datanui, this time it's Darling on the end of it. 1 goal, 1 up till now. He too is about to become a multiple goal kicker, so Darling and Ryan leading the way.
That opposition midfields are faced with coming up against the Nick Datanui. And I guess it's hard to be proactive, isn't it? You're on the back foot as an oppo midfielder.
Yeah, and I think what Draper did there was what Richmond did really well. They took Natanui's ground, but Natanui might have learned a lesson last week. The only way to play Natanui is...
That's not ideal. Here's Danaher spinning, twisting, turning, jamming. Just away from McDonald, Tippin, Woody. Tackle from Hempel. He goes a second time. Trying to rip it away from Cole. McDonald, Tippin, Woody. And now Stringer needs to have more impact. Guelphy feeds it. The skipper's back in the team. And he lifts them with a goal off the left.
He's probably been the best player all season. Andy McGrath's been a revelation in the midfield. Well, it just came down awkward angle on that left ankle, I reckon. Or left knee, maybe, left ankle. Hopefully he's okay. It was a chaotic build-up for Essendon, but you'll take him any old how at the moment just to get on the scoreboard.
It was a long handball by Stringer. You can see the numbers around the contest, can't you? So the long handball to clear that congestion is something that you need to do when the pressure is high and when everything's not going your way. If you can somehow manufacture a long handball to someone that's held their distance or held their width.
He was maybe a step too late and he has to go back and find it. And now he gets back onto the inside, and that could be more promising for the Bombers. Short for Parrish, and then McDonald, Tip and Woody. It's an absolute must for the Bombers. He hit it well. A couple of quick ones changes everything.
And it's the way they to get back and reset.
Yeah.
So if you,
yeah, it's a good point.
You know, you got to be smart, and there's a little bit of risk in it because you don't have a key forward to go to straight away, a bailout kick. It does provide a bit of risk, but once you do
10 disposals. Parrish nudges it forward. Shepherd got first touch. Enter Mosquito into the pocket. Oh, what a goal! Stewart has, well, has he? Well, that's where the touch is.
You'd like to see the other angle to see if there's any gap between hand and ball. Still
for the Bombers, and the game is well and truly on.
It does. You could just see the last 5 minutes, the energy from Essendon. After they kicked that first goal, you could see there was a real lift. And the appetite had been fed by a score, a goal, and it's amazing how much a lift out on the field when you get reward for effort. I mean, fantastic goal. Didn't really have enough time to look for another option in terms of centering it, so